Hey, what is going on, guys? Xpertfusion here, and today I want to talk about something I've been meaning to talk about for a while now, and I've been getting into a lot of arguments with people in YouTube comment sections, on Twitter, all sorts of things about this topic, and it pisses me off that people just they don't understand. They really don't. They have no brain, and they just don't get what they're talking about, but they just say it anyways, and it ends up being, they're wrong because they are wrong. And this is the whole situation I'll talk about. It's about Infinite Warfare. Now, definitely the most hated Call of Duty so far, and guess what? We haven't even gotten multiplayer gameplay. Now, I want to talk about the haters, the people who are just absolutely bashing on Infinite Warfare, saying it's the worst game of all time, and there's nothing good that can come from it because, it's Infinity Ward, and they suck. Infinity Ward sucks, and I mean, when they're making a future title, oh, it's going to be awful. The people who say that, they do not have any idea what they're talking about in so many different reasons, in shapes and forms and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. I won this big Twitter argument with one person, and I want to, kind of read it a little bit because he had some, he was a sophisticated person. He was smart. He knew what he was talking about. He was given some good reasons as to why he thinks the game is going to be bad, and I was understanding the reasons. I understand everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but when their opinion is not backed up with like fair reasons, they're not entitled to that opinion because their opinion is completely invalid. You know what I mean? Like if they say, I gotta think of an example real quick. Like if they say they hate cheeseburgers because they hate tomatoes or something, like that's not, like, your opinion is you hate cheeseburgers, but you say you don't like tomatoes. That's invalid. There's no tomatoes in cheeseburgers unless you put them in there. I guess I guess that wasn't a good example since you can put tomatoes in cheeseburgers, but you understand you don't need to put tomatoes in cheeseburgers. So you're invalid to your opinion that you don't like cheeseburgers, but your reasoning that because you don't like tomatoes is that's not a reason to hate cheeseburgers. That's not. Like, the people who give their reasons to hate in Warfare are just not good reasons in my opinion. Because I always ask people, why do you think this game is going to be so bad? They say because it's in the future and it's in space, and that just pisses me off because of the fact that just because it's in space or in the future does not mean it's going to be a bad game. Black Ops 3 is a great game. I know people are going to say, oh, it's an awful game. In my opinion, future games are bad. But, like, there's so many good future games out there. Like, if this wasn't a Call of Duty title, people would think it looks good because it does look good. Have you watched that trailer? It had some amazing music by David Bowie in the background. It had some amazing graphics. It looked like it was going to be a fun game. Just because it's called Call of Duty does not mean it deserves it. People are saying that Call of Duty cannot be future. It's only going to be past. That is invalid. Call of Duty is meant to be a war game, a military shooter, first-person shooter, war type game that focuses on war in the campaign. Now, yes, some Call of Duties have strayed off of the whole war factor. Black Ops 3 with their campaign that has like nothing to do with war, and it's just science and DNI shit. It's stupid. That's a whole nother story, though. I don't like Black Ops 3's campaign because it doesn't have to do with war. But if you guys had any brain and you would actually read, like the articles talking about what this campaign in Infinite Warfare is actually going to be about, you would know it's about war. It is not about fighting aliens and stuff. People are like, oh, of course Infinite Warfare is going to have aliens and stuff because it's in space. Like, no, it's about war. What is it about? I believe it's about North Korea, one of those countries. They migrate to another planet and control planets. And it's about taking over other planets, and they decide, why don't we just destroy Earth if we can have other planets, because this is in the future. It's realistic because it's in the future, because in the future maybe we can do stuff like this. People are like, oh, shots won't sound, won't be, just, I don't know, they're just stupid. The reasons are just dumb and not fair. So I'm going to read some Twitter thingies. So Charlie Intel, which is one of the biggest Call of Duty sources of all time, they were talking about Infinite Warfare, going over some things. They were talking about weapons in Infinite Warfare, which can switch from a sniper rifle to an assault rifle. And we get somebody in the comments, he goes, things like this ruin COD. I'm not going to put pictures on the screen. I don't want to put anybody's profile or anything like that. I just want to, read it. And he says, things like this ruin COD. They add too much to the game. Basic is better. And see, basic is better. That is not true whatsoever. Now, basic is boring. That's what I said. Basic is very boring. And here's the thing. The community changed, okay? They wanted changed. I mean, they wanted change. That's what they wanted. We all wanted it. And I hate when people keep saying, no, the community did not want change. Yes, they did. I remember, I think it was MW2 and like Ghosts were two pretty, not MW2, MW3 and Ghosts were pretty hated CODs all around. And one of the biggest complaints about Call of Duty around that period of time was that Call of Duty is the same thing every year. It never changes. It's always just a war game with different maps and different guns, but it's the same thing. That complaint, Call of Duty listened. They heard it, and they were like, you know what? We'll go in the future. Treyarch was the first one to be like, all right, let's go in the future. They were the first company to step up and do the future, and they did it. And guess what? Black Ops 2 was one of the best Call of Duties of all time. Turned out to be, at least in my opinion, and at least in a lot of other people's opinions. So don't go in the comments, oh, Black Ops 2 is awful. Black Ops 2 was amazing, okay? It had one of the best campaigns, one of the best multiplayers, and very good zombies. I mean, you had Mob of the Dead and Origins, which were two of the best maps of all time. So yeah, Black Ops 2 was a really great game, and Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer, they were like, okay, the community absolutely loves Black Ops 2. Guess what? That is a future game. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a future game. They were listening to the community. They know that people like Black Ops 2, so why don't we do a future game? People will like it. So Advanced Warfare happened. And then Black Ops 3 happened because, Black Ops 2 got such good ratings and stuff like that, so they decided to do another future game. Like, people don't understand, the hate for this future stuff actually didn't start coming until freaking Advanced Warfare was out. So, Black Ops 3 was in the future because of the fact that, they started making Black Ops 3 during Black Ops 2. So, Black Ops 2 was when everyone loved Future. And even during Ghost, everyone loved Future. At least they didn't love it. They just liked it for Call of Duty. I mean, everyone enjoyed it. I didn't see anybody complaining about it. And don't even try to tell me that there were people complaining, because there were not people complaining about Future. I remember. Nobody was. We all loved it. And boom, they gave us the Advanced Warfare, because they started making Advanced Warfare during MW3 way back when, so that's why we got Advanced Warfare. Then we got Black Ops 3, and even during Ghosts, like I said, everyone loved Future, so Infinite Warfare started making their game, and then AW came out, and AW, the first few months, everyone was enjoying it, honestly. Everyone did enjoy AW. I did not see any complaints about it, until about maybe like 3 months into the game, people started complaining about the exosuits, complaining about, the supply drops, complaining about the future stuff, complaining about all the technology, and they said, this future stuff is crap, we want to go back to basics. It's like, alright, well, you asked for it, so, that's kind of weird. The developers were kind of confused because we all asked for change and we got it, but we complained about it. So, Sledgehammer Games listened, and they are going to make a boots-on-the-ground Call of Duty for their next game. I can guarantee you. I don't know what time period it's going to be, whether it be World War II, Vietnam, future, past, I don't know, present. It will be boots on the ground for sure, because they listened to the community. I know they did, because they said they did. They did, and I know they will. I can bet money that it's going to be boots on the ground for Sledgehammer's next game. I could bet money on it. And here's the thing. People keep saying Call of Duty is dead. They keep saying it's dead and it's never going to come back alive. That doesn't make any sense, because they do listen. Like, people are like, oh, once they started doing this bullshit with the exosuits, it was dead. First of all, I don't see the problem with exosuits. I mean, yes, I don't want them for every game, but I know they're not going to be for every game. I'm patient. I know eventually they will remove the exosuits, and they will start doing Call of Duties without it. And then eventually people are going to get bored of that, and they're probably going to go back to the exosuits or some new kind of movement system that we never heard of. Because I know they're going to keep doing boots on the ground, and people are going to say, oh, it's too basic. We want change. It's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen, and it's going to make me want to punch somebody in the face. But, it's just the Call of Duty community. They can't get what they want. And Infinite Warfare. Okay, let's get back on the topic of Infinite Warfare. Infinity Ward came out and said something about the hate. They said, we heard, we listened, we know the hate on our game. They said it in one of their interviews. They said, just give the damn game a chance. They didn't say exactly like this, but they said give it a chance. They're basically saying give it a chance. It can be a good game, even if it's in the future. Now, we've only seen campaign gameplay, which is just ridiculous how people are saying the game's shit when we've only seen campaign. We haven't even seen campaign gameplay, really. We've seen like that little one level, really. That was really it. The one in the space station, and we saw that one trailer, and that's it. We haven't seen multiplayer. We haven't seen zombies yet. So you don't know. You can't complain saying multiplayer is gonna be shit. You can't say zombies is gonna be shit, because it's not. And while we're on it, we might as well talk about zombies while we're at it. I know people are, no matter what they do for Infinite Warfare Zombies, it's going to get hate. I know, whether it be like literally exactly like Treyarch, it's going to still get hate for copying Treyarch. If they do it too different from Treyarch, like Extinction did it, they're going to get hate for not doing zombies exactly how zombies should be in Treyarch. And if they do it like Exo Zombies, where they kind of took elements from Treyarch but had it their own style, they'll still get hate like Exo Zombies did. No matter what, they're going to get hate for it, and I'm going to have to listen to it. But as well as that, just give it a chance. It could be fun. Exo Zombies was fun for the time being. Wasn't better than Treyarch. Wasn't better than that. Actually, let me just go over something real quick. People say that the classic players are the ones who hate this future stuff, and the new players are the ones who love the future stuff, which is completely bullshit, because those people are usually people who started playing in Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2. And I hate when I get in arguments with people who started playing during MW2 or Black Ops 1, because they aggravate me, because they think they're classic Call of Duty players. They're like, oh, I've been playing since Modern Warfare 2. Oh my, I'm so classic. No, you're not, okay? Guess what? I've been playing since Call of Duty 3, okay? That is classic. Call of Duty 4, yeah, I guess that's classic too. World at War is classic. Once you start playing in MW2, you're not a classic Call of Duty player. You are, during that time period, like the middle period of Call of Duty. Like MW2 to like Black Ops 2 is like the middle period. And then AW above is like the newer players who just started playing. And you can't, like, yeah, a lot of those kids a lot of them are kids. Yes, the newer players are a lot of kids. And they enjoy the future stuff because they started playing with it, of course. But I started playing back in Call of Duty 3 when it was nothing but war, boots on the ground. And I'm still fine with this future stuff because I know it's still war and it's still interesting. You know, I like the campaign. I enjoy them. And on the side of multiplayer, I don't think exosuits ruin the multiplayer. They really don't. I mean, yes, it's annoying when they boost jump over you, and that's why I don't like it for every Call of Duty game. But I know it's not going to be for every Call of Duty game. See, I know it's not. And if it is in a Call of Duty game, I'm not going to hate the game just because of it. I love Black Ops 3. I love Advanced Warfare. I like all those games. I'm going to love Infinite Warfare no matter what. I love all the Call of Duties. I really do. I'm a COD cocksucker. I'm not going to lie. I am. I don't get paid by Activision or anything to say this, but I really, really am. And I have fun no matter what. I have fun playing with my friends online. I don't see how it makes a difference if there are exosuits or if there isn't, how it's going to make a difference of you having fun. Because the whole point of video games is to have fun. Even if you're a competitive player, exosuits aren't going to ruin that for you. You can get better at the game and be able to control the exosuit movement and learn it, and then you can be just like the annoying people who boost jump over your head. You know, you can do that to someone else and then turn around and kill them. You know, like, I don't complain because I know that they're going back to the boots on the ground eventually. I know they are. And for the time being, I'm okay with having, you know, exosuits. I'm okay with it, you know? Like, I don't hate it. I really, really don't. And I don't understand why people have to complain about it so much. But let's read some more of these Twitter comments. This is going to be a long video, just letting you know. So it's going to be a lot of ranting and rambling. But I love doing videos like this. They're fun. Same guy says, it did change and it got worse. So going back to roots when it was good is the best option, which they will do. So don't say they're not going to do it. And then I said, yeah, you complained COD was the same every year. And this guy says, I didn't. I was happy with how it was. Bullshit. Maybe you were, but not the community. We're talking about the community here, not you. And then I said, and by the way, game has been in development since before the future hate thing became a thing. Then some other guy comes in and says, future hate has been a thing since AW was announced, which is completely bullshit. I mean, if you look at the AW trailer, you'll see hate comments from like a few months ago or something, or from like a year ago. You didn't see hate comments back when the trailer first came out. When the trailer first came out, there were no hate comments. It was all enjoyment. I saw people enjoying the game. They thought it looked cool. They thought it looked like Black Ops 2. I mean, the only hate comments I saw were people who said it looks too much like Black Ops 2, and they don't want to copy and paste the Black Ops 2, which is not really complaining about future. It's more complaining they don't want the same thing, which AW was not the same thing as Black Ops 2. And I said, I recall people being excited for AW since Black Ops 2 was really good. And then this guy just starts saying dumb things like Ghost was before AW, and I'm like, yeah, I knew that. I'm just saying that people hated Ghost because it had no innovation, and then they complained, and then we went on to a whole thing about Ghosts and why he hated Ghosts and why I think Ghost is not that bad. I mean, the people who say they hate Ghosts, they say the maps are too big. That's their only reason. That's not a valid reason because there's only like 5 big maps, literally only 5, and then all the other maps are pretty small size, and then you have all the DLC maps which are all very small. They say the maps are gray and boring, but then they complain about the new maps that are too colorful and it's not like war. It's like, you know what? Why don't you just fucking, like, have these... Honestly, the Call of Duty community is full of a bunch of females. A bunch of men who are acting like females. They just can't get their... You can't, you know, you just... You can't make them happy. You really can't. No matter what you do, you can't. So it's just annoying. And then he starts saying, I went on a rage. I was like, we are going back to boots on the ground next year. So instead of complaining, just wait. And then he's like, I'm allowed to voice my opinion. And I say, yes, I know you are. And they say they clearly fucked up on AW. And I said, no, they didn't. They did not fuck up. They didn't know people hated Future. And they're not going to do everything the community wants just to make... You know, they're not going to scrap the whole game. They gave us Modern Warfare Remastered. People have to be happy with MW Remastered. They really, really do. I mean, people just are complaining. They're like, oh, like they didn't have to give us MW Remastered, Call of 4 Remastered. They did not need to give us that. They didn't need to whatsoever. But they did because they knew there's a lot of Future hate. And so they wanted to make sales and they wanted to make the community happy. So they decided to, you know, sell remake of MW Remastered. And the people who complain about the whole money problem, why can't I buy it separately? It's like, why would they do that? Why, from a business standpoint, why would you sell a game that you're trying to boost the sales of the game that everyone's hating on for no fucking reason? They hear the hate. They know the hate is coming for their game, and they were prepared for it. And they gave us zombies because they wanted some people to enjoy it because they knew a lot of people were going to hate it. And people are already hating on zombies, saying it's going to be like extra zombies and stuff. But what if it won't? What if it's going to be completely different? What if it'll be like Treyarch zombies and it'll be boots on the ground? You don't know. You can't complain before you get it. You really can't. Okay, I need to take a breath here. I'm not cutting this whatsoever. I don't like cutting my videos up because, like, you know, into like sections, like when I go stuff like that. I don't cut it up because it's not as real, it's not as true deep down in my heart when I do that. It's really not. I don't like cutting my videos up when I go on rants like this because yes, it does sound more sophisticated when you cut it up, but it's not true. It's not from the heart. This is from the heart. This is true. It is what I actually want the community to just stop being such pussies and just enjoy Infinite Warfare. And if you don't enjoy it, if you don't like it, instead of complaining about it, don't play it. Really. And these guys say, don't you miss the nostalgic old Call of Duties? Don't you want that back? I don't miss it because guess what? I have an Xbox 360 still. I can go back and play it whenever the hell I want to. I can. I have the power to, and I can do it. And even if there's a problem with that, who cares? Because they are remaking the games in the first place. That's why they're starting with Call of Duty 4, and they're going to work their way up and remake probably all the last generation games. Because yes, last gen will shut down eventually their servers. And yes, they will remake all the games. And yes, they're going to go back to boots on the ground for new Call of Duties. So instead of complaining, enjoy. I mean, think about it. You're complaining about IW, okay? You have Modern Warfare Remastered. So we have a present game, you know? We have our future game for IW. And then we have our past game for Battlefield 1 for the people who want to play a past game. There you go. And this is my opinion right here. I think Battlefield this is just my opinion what's going to happen, and I hope it's going to happen. I hope people are going to realize IW is good, and I'm going to laugh at people's faces. I hope people realize Battlefield 1 is meh, because honestly, I'm not that excited for Battlefield 1. Like, I thought it looked good in the trailer, but then I realized, like, it's Battlefield. I get bored of Battlefield. I mean, some people don't. Some people absolutely love Battlefield. But Battlefield is just too much like real. I mean, it's realistic to the point where it's not that fun. Like, half the time you're literally walking around looking for somebody. And yeah, I know there's a lot of people in the game. It's not that fun to me. It really isn't. And how it plays isn't that fun to me. I didn't really enjoy Battlefield Hardline. Battlefield 4 is fun sometimes with friends. It's not fun alone. Don't even try playing Battlefield alone. Alone is just the most boring thing I've ever done in my entire life. Like, at least I can play Call of Duty alone. I can't play Battlefield alone. I have to play with friends. And when I do play with friends, you know, it's hard to find lobbies sometimes. Maybe that's because not many people playing. And as well as, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I can only play a few games and then I'll just get completely bored of it and just want to go play Call of Duty or something. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, yes, stop complaining about IWs. Just stop, because you don't know if the game's going to be good or not. You can't determine whether a game's going to be good or not based on the setting and one trailer and a few different things of gameplay. You can't determine whether a game's going to be good or not from that. You can't. So stop complaining. Get the game, because I know you guys are going to get it no matter what, all you haters. Play it. Try to enjoy it. Don't just look at every little thing and hate on it. Be like, oh, they have this and this and this is overpowered, blah, 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 blah. Even though Modern Warfare 2 had the most overpowered things in the world. But no one complained about it back then because, oh, it's classic. So it's allowed to have overpowered weapons and unbalanced things and stuff. But apparently Call of Duties nowadays aren't allowed to have that. People say stuff like IEDs and ghosts ruin that game. Well, Noob Tubes ruin MW2, but they're like, no, MW2 is the best Call of Duty, Ghost is the worst. It's like, you're saying that the reason why Ghost is bad is because of IEDs, and that's the only reason you have. But Modern Warfare, I made a video before about why I hate Modern Warfare 2, at least why I hate it now. I mean, yes, it's a nostalgic-ass Call of Duty. I loved playing it back in the day with my friends. But today, no, it is awful. It is, looking back on it, like compared to the rest of the Call of Duties, it is pretty damn bad, since it was not supported whatsoever by Infinity Ward, and just, I don't know, the maps weren't that good. Like, people just said the maps were amazing. The only good maps were High Rise, Terminal, and Rust. The rest of them sucked. Honestly, the rest of them did. Like, Wasteland sucked. You know, the one map sucked. The Afghan, whatever the hell it was called, sucked. Rundown was awful. People liked Favela. I don't know. I didn't like it that much. It was good in Ghosts. It played well in Ghosts, but it didn't play that well in Modern Warfare 2. I don't know why. It just didn't play good for me, at least. But that's my opinion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hopefully you guys won't dislike this video either, because I know I'm going to get hell dislikes from, you know, Infinite Warfare haters. But whatever. I'll take the dislikes because I know this needs to be said. And it's not going to be said by anybody else, because nobody has the balls to get some dislikes on their damn videos. Peace out.